There are reports that Odell Beckham Jr. is considering coming back to Cleveland. Yes, you heard that right. According to Mary Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com, OBJ has stated that he would consider an offer from the Browns in a reunion because he loved his teammates and Browns fans and only left when things reached to the point of no return with quarterback Baker Mayfield. Talk about taking a shot. The idea of Beckham returning is not being tossed out by the talented receiver who is fresh off getting a Super Bowl ring with the Rams. In that contest, he had 2 receptions for 52 yards and 1 touchdown. Odell Beckham Jr. is currently a free agent. One hangup is that OBJ blew out his left knee, the same one that was injured before in that game against the same team, the Cincinnati Bengals. His rehab this time around could be lengthy. It is the second time he has torn the ACL in his left knee. Last time around, OBJ had surgery and rehab and returned just in time for training camp. This timetable was just a mere 8 months and way ahead of schedule. If Odell Beckham Jr. is able to have a similar recovery this time around, which is highly unlikely considering the damage to be exact to that same knee, he could possibly be back towards the end of the 2022 season. In a perfect world where OBJ does return to Cleveland, he'd be rejoining a completely revamped offense, beginning with quarterback and new acquisition Deshaun Watson, who is now under center, and while Jarvis Landry won't be back, the Browns upgraded with Amari Cooper at wide receiver. Beckham would surely have a significant role in the Cleveland offense despite his inconsistent 2+ seasons with the organization. OBJ joined the Rams after getting let go by the Browns, and he proceeded to haul in 27 receptions for 305 yards and 5 touchdowns in 8 games in 7 starts down the stretch. He hauled in another 2 touchdowns in the playoffs before suffering a knee injury during Super Bowl 56 at SoFi Stadium. Even if the Cleveland Browns pay Odell Beckham Jr. the NFL minimum with the timeline of his return in November at the earliest, wouldn't Cleveland be basically paying him in rehab? Yes, of course. However, by signing him, if the Browns were to end up in the playoffs, he would become a huge boost going into the postseason with his huge talent upside. Another advantage is that Odell Beckham Jr. is already familiar with Stefanski's offense and would simply become plug and play.